two different types of special right triangles. And this is a very, very common style problem. What I mean by that is, these types of problems, you aren't just solving for all the missing side lengths. These will be the types of problems where it's just going to ask you to solve for one of the side lengths. Now, in an example like this, what happens is that you are going to use both styles of the right triangles. You're going to use both the 30-60 as well as the 45s. It's a matter of knowing what you are given and work your way around. Now, I apologize, I had a lot of other stuff going through yesterday. I don't. Do you need one for this class?
No, actually, I was gonna write that down.
Oh, you have paper though, right?
Yeah, but it's like, yeah, no.
So what happens here is that it's a matter of, oh, look at how nice she is. You're the best. No, I should probably stop saying things like that. Anyway, what happens here is that you start with knowing a given side length. That given side length is crossed from one of the special angles. You work your way around to figure out how do you match up to the other. Now in this example, the hypotenuse of both of these triangles are shared. So we know that we start with a 30, 60, 90. We know that we start with a 30, 60, 90 because we're given a specific value. Guys, I'm gonna write this down. Call me crazy, having paper and writing things down is a good idea. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. If I start with this, knowing that I'm across from my 60, I just set that first value of that x root 3 equal to 9. So now you're back at the exact same thing you did yesterday. Yes, ma'am?
9 because it's like a...
Yep. Because the 60-degree angles, remember, you're always, that's why I draw these arrows. The 60-degree angle is looking at the 9.
I don't put the little root 3.
What's that?
I don't put
For where? It doesn't have a root 3. It's 9. It doesn't have to have root 3 as it did yesterday all the time. There's some value of x being multiplied by it. Yes, sir?
Why is it even x squared root 3? Where do you get that from?
When we did the, when you go back to how these are developed, the 30, 60, 90 triangle comes from an equilateral triangle where that's your 60 and this becomes that. What happens is, if this side has been bisected, so it's always going to be half of whatever that side length is. So if we say that this side starts at 2, that means this has to be a 1. Whenever you do that, if you go to find out what this is via Pythagorean theorem, it's 1 squared plus something squared is 2 squared. When you put that through, you get x squared equals 3 by moving the 1 over. And to solve for x, you get x equals the square root of 3. That's why whenever there's a 30, 60, 90 triangle, no matter what the side lengths are, there's always this similar pattern. There's always the same ratio. That's the importance of this. It doesn't necessarily have to have a root 3 next to it. It just means that the value of x had a root 3 multiplied through. The side length could have been potato root 3, and 2 potato. And it still was the same thing. It doesn't matter, it just happens to have that ratio. Okay? And that's kind of the same idea where we have the 1, 1, and the root 2. Because 1 squared plus 1 squared is 2. The square root of 2 is square root of 2. That's why that worked for the 45s. It all comes from Pythagorean theorem. It just so happens that this ratio of the sides only works in 2 different triangles. 30, 60s, and the 45s. Okay, does that help?
Yeah, that does help.
Cool. So if I go back to this, again, knowing that across from my 60 is some value of 9, I solve this one-step equation by division. That means my value of x, the generic term that everything had, is 9 divided by root 3. Put it in the calculator, what do you get? You get 3 root 3, right? Yeah. So that means that across from the 30 would be 3 root 3. But do I need this side, do I need this 30 side length? I need across from the 90. So I take 2 times the 3 root 3, and what do you get? Very good. You get 6 root 3. Exactly. Now that 6 root 3 has jumped sides to the other triangle. Yeah. It jumps to the other triangle. Oops. I've jumped to the other triangle of a 45, 45, 90. And that special pattern was this. So now it just means that across from the 90 is equal to the x root 2. I got blank paper back here. Just staple it in later if you want. There's yourself. There's some scratch paper if you want to do that. So you don't have to miss anything. So you set this equal to the 6 root 3. And once again, all you have to do now is use your calculator to figure out what the value of x is. How do you undo multiplying by root 2? Divided by root 2. So you divide both sides now by that root 2. And again, your calculator will do this for you. I think you get 3 root 6. Is that what the calculator spits out? That was 3 roots. It should be 3 root 6, I thought. So that means across from both 45s is 3 root 6. So what you're doing here is you're working your way through 2 different triangles to find the missing side length. You don't have to find all of them. You have to decipher which one will allow you to bounce to the second triangle. You're just using both patterns. Okay? Just takes a little getting used to. Excuse me. All right, let's try another.
Wait, actually,
Yes, ma'am.
wait, how did we jump to the next one?
See how we got from across from the 60 was 9, which meant that across from the 90 was 6 root 3. Now that's across from a 90 and a 45, which means it jumps to here. So you're going from both parts. Okay. Let's try another one.
Are we ever gonna wait for the textbook again?
It's funny you ask. I have problems from the textbook for tonight.
Wow, I suppose.
Yeah, it's a lot of the stuff that I've been looking at with the 45s. The textbook does an okay job with some of the material that it has, but I think it gives you too much too fast. That's why I break it into just find the missing side lengths, do this over and over again, because it beats you in the head of this is all I have to do, this is all I have to do, really, this is all I have to do. So when you see larger style, you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, I venture in and out of the textbook quite a bit second semester. All right, so in this one, we start with, let's see, we have 45, 45, 90, and the 30, 60, 90. You know just one of your side links. You know that one of your side links starts with the 45. You know the side length opposite which angle? The 45, good. So I start the problem again by writing down the first thing you know. I know that I can work with a 45, 45, 90, I know my ratios of the sides are something, something, and something root 2. I know opposite the 45. That value equals 10 root 3. You're okay with that? Which means that, again, I need to get to this part here, which is opposite the 90. So all I have to do is take 10 root 3 times root 2. And I do that in my calculator. Because that's the value of x. So, in your calculator, if you type in 10 root 3 times root 2, you get 10 root 6. Good. So now, that's 10 root 6. It's now in a new triangle. Yes, sir? Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks.
That 10 root 6 is now opposite which angle? It's opposite a 30. It's opposite my 30 now. So I do it again. So I know that that value is 10 root 6. I need to figure out the side opposite which angle in that triangle? The 90. So what do I have to do to the 10 root 6 to figure it out? Times it by 2. Very good. So all you do then is take this 10 root 6 value and you multiply it by 2. Calculator does it for you, and you get 20 root 6. It is quite literally, you're given a spot to start with one of the special right triangles. Work your way to the other triangle and solve. Yes, sir?
Angle across 30 is x. It also says chat's x.
This is just a generic thing. This could be r root 3, whatever. It's just we're solving for this missing side length. Find that. That's what, it's just that one side length. It's not just x. It does mean a couple of different things. Okay. Take a minute. Figure that one out, please. Song in a minute.
All right. I'll set my reminder.
You don't literally have to do that. Yes, ma'am.
2 or 9?
Yes. That's your value of x then.
That's a long number.
So again, as you start one like this, you have to figure out something across from the 60, but you know something across a 90 in a 45, 45, 90. So you start with your 45, 45, 90. X, x, x root 2. You know opposite the 90 equals 9. Guys, that's a one-step equation. Quick, how do you undo multiply? You can come in. How do you undo multiply? Divide, division. So you divide both sides by root 2.
Oh my god.
That gives you the value of x. That gives you your common multiplier. Which therefore means opposite both 45s is that 3 root 2. Okay? Which means in the diagram, this becomes a 3 root 2. Which is now opposite a what angle? It's opposite now a 30. So 30, exactly. Here I now know that the x value is 3 root 2. I need to figure out what's opposite which angle. It's 60. So now all I have to do is then take this value of x, because that's what it says it is, and I write 3 root 2 times root 3, and I get 3 root 6. And that's now what's opposite my 60. You look perplexed. Are you all right? Good. Yes, sir.
I plug in
Hold on.
Shut up.
Oh, it's supposed to be root 3. That's fine. You were in a.
Gross for one.
I did it as 36. You're right. I'm sorry, guys. I screwed something up. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Wait,
Hold on.
is it 9 over?
Yeah.
That's why I was so confused. I had
This,
that.
I'm sorry.
Come on, bro. You're a goofball.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, sir. This is what happens when your brain has been
I have it right here.
all rooted out by
Right here.
bad sickness and junk. In my head, when I simplified that radical, I thought it was a root 3, not a root 2. So this should be 9 root 2 over 2. So your calculator was correct. I'm an idiot. It happens.
You really are a goofball. Knucklehead, if you will.
Which means, so this is 9 root 2 over 2. So now in the last part, if you take the 9 root 2 over 2 times root 3, you'll get 9 root 6 over 2. And that did come out like that on the calculator, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. In my head, I just had the root 3 and I just simplified it.
It's okay.
Yeah, you get 9 root 6 over 2. Sorry about that. I guess it happens to the best of us. I will say one thing. If you get this cough, it's a great ab workout. My abs haven't hurt this much since doing like crunchers and planks for a long time. I don't. It's awful. Hey, at least it isn't that norovirus thing, right? Did you hear about that?
What?
That norovirus, like St. Charles had?
Yeah, there was like that.
People were out of school for 3-4 days at a time because they're just all over the place. Yes, ma'am. No.
Michaela, I'm pretty sure you asked them at the beginning of the
You know
semester.
that's just baloney, right?
No, it's not. No,
It's
not. I swear to you.
it's all in your head.
No, I swear to you, it's not.
It's all. There's no scientific. There is zero scientific fact behind any of that.
There's no scientific fact behind
Maybe it's
it.
in your head. Well, you know what? Just use peppermint oil. And just put it by your nose.
I will say, what is it? Lavender.
Yeah.
Lavender does makes you sleepy.
Peppermint.
Lavender makes
Cinnamon.
Lavender makes you sleepy.
I think you're
Cinnamon metabolizes your blood.
So let's try one more of these, and I'll give you guys a couple to work on. Again, we have a mixture of the two. We have the 30, 60, 90, and then a 45, 45, 90. Excuse me. We start with knowing that we have a 6 root 2 opposite a 90-degree angle in a 45, 45, 90. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get ahead of you guys. You guys are all problems. Sorry, I sometimes laugh too fast.
I think this is the one that you was thinking about
Okay.
before.
Oh, cool.
No, it's I'm
So,
so used to it.
Don't
For some
get
reason,
on
I
my
was trying to
nerves.
simplify with a root 3, so I was just an idiot.
Wait. I don't know. I don't care.
Wait, do you know Biden?
Yeah. So we know opposite the 90 is equal to 6 root 2. Very good. You divide by the root 2,
And it's 6.
which means across from the other ones are 6. So now that value of 6 in the second triangle is opposite which angle? The 30. So now we're in a 30-60. Excuse me. And that's it. Picking the spot, working your way through it. Okay? Pick the spot and work your way through it. So what I have for you guys tonight, I've got 9 of these. Some of them are mixed, some of them are combo ones, and some of them are just find the missing side links. It is in your book.
Wait, what'd you say? Kevin, I swear to freaking God. Yeah, when I do that, or like when someone erases, they're like,
I know, I'm
Mike.
so sorry.
Like when
It's
I
on-
erase, I move it.
Guys, come on.
Kevin, enough is enough.
All right.
7.4, not 7.8.
We got those for you. If you give me a second, I can try and do a snapshot of it for you real quick and throw them on the board. You can take a picture if you want.
Good, bro.
Oh my God.
I've already posted that on the calendar.
Oh,
I'm so glad I don't have to transfer people.
So we have our course.
Are you
Mainly guys.
Okay. I'm like, no. Tori, I have a question about that. Hold on. No, I already know.
I like saying
oh, it's true. That's what it is.
There you go.
What do you mean?
Watch.